Well, it's finally almost here, December 18th, the start of a new era. Are you ready? I just hope it's better than the last trilogy. Of course, everyone is watching the old Star Wars movies this week while they try to buy their ticket to The Force Awakens. Today, I want to talk to you about a piece of Star Wars media that you're not watching, but you probably should. Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
You fought in the Clone Wars?
Yes. I was once a Jedi Knight, the same as your father. He was the best star pilot in the galaxy. And a cunning warrior.
Just to clarify, there are two Star Wars animated shows with the name The Clone Wars, both worth watching. The first one is a traditional animated show created in 2003 by Genndy Tartakovsky, the animation genius behind Dexter's Laboratory and Samurai Jack. With just 2 hours of content aired in mini episodes, the show was critically acclaimed and won several Emmys. The 2008 program, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, is a collection of battle stories from the intergalactic war set during the prequel series. Created by David Filoni, a lifelong Star Wars fan who also directed episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the show aired on Cartoon Network until 2013, when it ended as a result of Disney purchasing Lucasfilm. A sixth season of unaired episodes was released on Netflix the following year. Despite airing on Cartoon Network, this show had many adult themes, and David Filoni said that the tone of the show was intended to be PG-13. Rather than showing a single set of characters through a one continuous story like nearly all of television, The Clone Wars jumps around the galaxy, focusing on different characters, both heroes and villains, at different points of the Clone Wars. Most stories are told in arcs of 2 to 4 episodes, giving the show a mini-movie feel. Most episodes focus on the trio of Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and a new character, Ahsoka Tano, who is Anakin's apprentice and audience surrogate into this world. However, dozens and dozens of characters get their chance in the spotlight, with stories being led by Yoda, Mace Windu, Padme, and many lesser-known characters such as Shaak Ti and Kit Fisto get their time in the spotlight. And finally, there are the Clone Troopers. The show explores the mentality and lifestyle of the clones, and many of them become major players, and we get to learn them on an individual basis.
This is personal for us clones. This is our war. My blood's boiling for a fight. Some
of the show's best episodes focused on only the Clone Troopers, including the return of Delta Squad from Republic Commandos. Republic Commandos being my second favorite Star Wars video game behind Star Wars Battlefront 2, not the, new one. New villains are also introduced, such as the deadly and ruthless bounty hunter Cad Bane and the relentless Savage Opress, who shares a connection with a significant character from the prequels. This pantheon of characters gives the show liberty to tell a wide range of stories. One arc could focus on Anakin in a life-or-death space battle, the next could focus on a young Boba Fett seeking revenge for his father's death, next a bounty hunter attempting a heist in the Jedi Library, followed by a story about clone troopers in training, the list goes on. This show features tales about bioweaponry, assassination attempts, political espionage, a murderer's redemption, prison break, and expands on several aspects of the Star Wars canon, such as Order 66, Mandalorians, Jedi holocrons, and much, much more. Plot points from the show are often dropped and picked up a year later, and some characters disappear for a year or more at a time, but that's just the nature of the show. As such, you don't need to watch the show in a specific order. You're free to pick and choose which episodes to watch depending on if the story personally interests you. This is as good a time as any to make note of the Star Wars: The Clone Wars movie, an abomination that was released in theaters to capitalize off the Star Wars brand name, introduced the show to a massive audience, and introduced the character of Ahsoka Tano. It's a piece of crap, don't watch it. I just saved you 90 minutes. I would also recommend avoiding episodes of the Clone Wars show where Padme, C-3PO, R2-D2, and, unfortunately, Jar Jar Binks play a big role. You can tell if those characters play a big role just by reading the episode description. I would just recommend skipping over those episodes. Each episode does start with a unique prologue, giving you all the exposition you need to jump right into that episode so you'll never feel lost. The show features subtle character development, mainly seen with Ahsoka, who transforms from a hot-headed Padawan to a mature, capable Jedi by the end of the show. Anakin also gets some much needed characterization and is way more than the whiny brat he was in the prequel trilogy. We also learn more about Obi-Wan's life, including a heartbreaking love story along the way. On a technical level, the show excels on all fronts. With stunning photorealistic animation, the show captures the Star Wars universe better than George Lucas did with his green screens. Since everything is 3D CGI, all the elements on screen naturally fit with each other. No more live actors and animated mosquitoes. The environments look beautiful with luscious colors dominating the screen. Each location has a unique feel with top-of-the-line lighting and particle effects giving a cinematic feel to the proceedings. The sound design is equally impressive with classic Star Wars sound effects and music adding to the experience. And finally, there's the massive action. The Star Wars franchise is a centerpiece for unique sci-fi action set pieces, and this show has some of the best action across the canon. Jedi vs. Sith, troopers vs. droids, everyone versus giant monsters, spaceships versus other spaceships. These battles, set against the backdrop of war in a vast variety of battlefields, are massive in scale, and the freedom of animation allows the show to explore these battles at previously unfilmable angles. Additionally, the pace of the action is amped up to frantic levels, creating an exhilarating experience. This is especially true in the lightsaber battles, which feature innovative choreography at breathtaking speeds.
Always in motion is the future, and many possible futures there are.
Like I said, you don't have to watch all of it. You probably shouldn't because there are parts not worth watching, but there is a story in this show for everyone. And with The Force Awakens almost here, there is no better time to check out this very underrated piece of Star Wars media. All 6 seasons of Star Wars The Clone Wars can be found on Netflix. With its wide array of characters and stories from wartime, top-of-the-line action sequences, exploration of the Star Wars universe, and the sheer Star Wars appeal alone, The Clone Wars is definitely worth your time. That's all I've got. I'm going to go ahead and edit this video, post it online, then secede from the internet to avoid spoilers. Please like the video, feel free to comment below, let's have a conversation, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and stay tuned for more here on TV Junkie.